Okay, this video is for Algebra 2 NTI days 12 and 13 because you're doing the same thing on both of those NTI days. We're going to start with this one here. This is example number 1 from day 12. And I have to simplify this down. So I can start by factoring it and trying to find any two numbers that multiply to get 27. So I know 3 times 9 is 27. And I'm going to keep breaking down my number until I can't break it down anymore. So the 3 can just be broken down into 3 and 1. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want to break anything down to itself in 1. So I'm going to leave the 3 and I'm going to go with the 9. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to get 9. And that would be 3 times 3. Now, I'm just looking at these numbers on the bottom of my stems. So I don't want to look at the 9 anymore. I don't want to look at the 27 anymore. I'm looking for two numbers that are the same, and I'm going to circle them. So I do have 2 3s that are the same. So I get to bring that onto the outside of the square root. And then whatever number is left over that I didn't circle has to go in. So I can actually type this in, the square root of 27, into my calculator and get a decimal. And when I type this in, 3 square root 3, I'm going to get that exact same decimal. So that's another way that you can do it if you want to write down the decimal on your paper to show me that you did it that way. I'm going to go ahead and show you this next one though. This is number 7, and we're going to do it the same way. So we're going to break it down. And 320, there are a lot of numbers that multiply to get 320. I'm just going to start with 2 times 160. You don't have to start with 2 and 160. You can start wherever you want, and the answer should be the same. So 2 just breaks down into 2 and 1, so I don't need to mess with that one anymore. It's good. I'm going to keep going with the 160. I'm going to do 2 and 80. So again, you could use something totally different like 4 and 40. I'm going to keep going with the 80 into 2 and 40. With the 40, I'm going to go 2 and 20. With the 20, I can go 2 and 10. And again, I could do like 5 and 4 if I wanted to. And the 10, I'll have 2 and 5. And then when I get to 5, I cannot break it down any further. So at this point, again, I just want to look at the numbers on the bottom of the stems. So I'm going to mark out all these numbers that I already broke down. So I broke down the 320, the 160, 80, 40, 20, and 10. So I want to make sure I'm not looking at those numbers. I'm looking for two numbers that are the same. I have 2 2s. Also have 2 more 2s, and I even have another set of 2s. So that means that I have a 2, another 2, and another 2 that could all go onto the outside like this 3 did. So if I have more than one of a number, I multiply it. So this would be 2 times this 2 times this 2. 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give me 8. And then I have my square root. And whatever is left over, I'm going to stick it right there onto the inside. So 8 square root 5 or 8 radical 5. So I'm just going to show you on the calculator how you can either verify your answer, or if you prefer to use the calculator, that's fine too. So my number was square root of 320. And your phone calculator can do this. I think you just have to turn it sideways. So I get 17.8885. And then the answer that we just came up with, 8 square root 5, gives me that exact same decimal. So when you get the exact same decimal, that tells you that you did it correctly.